Welcome back to Unicorn Overlord. In the last episode, we completed the two armies as one side quest, and we have some report conversations to do to start this episode, and then I'll do more after that. So, Elaine and Colm have a conversation together. So we'll do their first conversation here. Or this is Rolf and Och. Ha. Why won't this work? Are you almost done, Och? I'll be needing those chickens for dinner soon. Just a few more moments. If you would, I've not quite perfected my shape-shifting spell. Yes, I can see that, but you've been at this all day and not grown the slightest bit closer to success. What do you expect? This is sorcery, not child's play. If I could only master its ways, I'd finally earn my rightful praise as the prince's body double. But perhaps the art is better left to the witches of that accursed swamp instead. What do you mean? From the moment they are born, they spend their entire lives surrounded by magic. Even children are capable of incredible spells. It makes me wish I had been raised in such a manner too. Maybe then my mother would have appreciated me for who I was. I can't claim to understand how you feel, Och, but there's little point in dwelling on hypotheticals, I mean. You think I don't know that? Well, despite all the time you spend breeding yourself, you're actually a rather accomplished sorcerer. As you more than demonstrated in our most recent battle. All I ask is that you take pride in that, recognize your skill, as I've come to do. You're far kinder than your miserable demeanor tends to suggest. I'm sorry. Now then, observe the triumph of my final attempt. Ha! Transform himself into a chicken, incredible. It's not impossible to tell you apart from the other chickens. Is there something wrong, Och? Can you not change yourself back? I'll have to find help right away. Another sorcerer perhaps, or maybe a chicken farmer. But if I leave him unattended, someone might carry him off to the kitchen by mistake. Watch, wait. That's where Chloe is preparing dinner. Throwing a little comedy in there on that one. Alright, we got another report conversation. Elaine and Colm. Allow me to thank you once more for granting us refuge in your army, my prince. 'Tis nothing that demands gratitude, Colm. Your aid is a most welcome boon in these difficult times. And what of Lady Melisandre? I pray she hasn't given you too much trouble. Not particularly, no. Ah, that's a relief to hear. Strange. I would have expected her to pursue him day and night in search of a marriage proposal, or even a mere lover's tryst. Is it certain for the prince which stays her hand, or perhaps an uncharacteristic bout of shyness. Comb. Whatever the case, it is best I not interfere in the affairs of her heart. Pardon me for saying, sir, but I trust you'll treat my lady with all the love and kindness that she deserves. I could manage no less. You do mean in my role as her commander, yes? You're a fine attendant, indeed, Combe. 'Tis plain to see just how deeply you care for her. I'm certain such loyalty provides great comfort in your times of need, much as Joseph does for me. Aha, I wish that were true. While I may still stand in her service for now, Lady Melisandre is already a woman grown, and it demands every ounce of effort I have to ensure my counsel does not come across as intrusive or overbearing. I wonder if Joseph bears the same worries regarding our relationship. Thank you, Combe. I shall speak with him tonight and allay whatever concerns he may be carrying. Just a wonderful idea, my prince. I'm certain he'll be pleased to know how you feel. Thinking of it now, I suppose my lady does the same for me at times. Perhaps it is that shared kindness which makes her and the prince such an ideal match for one another. One over here too, Clive and Monica. Evening, Clive. Ah, Monica, what is it? Do you always stare at the ground when you're speaking to someone? It is rude, you know. It's not that I don't wish to meet your gaze, of course. It is merely. Enough, Clive. I know you had your reasons for deceiving me, as did my grandfather. What is done is done. Be that as it may, it doesn't change the manner in which I wronged you. Well, I won't argue with that. It was rather uncivil of you. But bearing a grudge does me little good, knowing you only did what you thought was best. Unless there's something else you feel guilty about, of course. Should I be worried? Please, it is nothing as substantial as that. I was merely struck by how unchanged you seem, despite the ever-looming threat of war. Even now your iron will isn't apparent in your eyes as it always has been. Just beautiful, I must admit. I don't know what to say, Clive. And say nothing at all. Even should you forgive my failings, I have no right to stand at your side ever again. You've changed as well. Years past, I could never have seen you standing tall against the might of Zenora like this. Suppose not, no. It's Garden Elaine, I guess. Second conversation with them. How have you been feeling, Scarlet? Don't be afraid to ask if there's anything you need from me. I'm fine, thank you. But I have to say you've turned into a real worrier ever since I was abducted. As I think should be expected given the circumstances. Still, I'm glad to know how much you care about me, Elaine. You must have been in some state while I was gone. Of course I was. I could barely even eat out of fear that I might have lost you forever. Really? It was only once you'd been taken that I realized just how much you meant to me, Scarlet. Just how much I rely on you every day, every single day of my life. So even had we gone on to win the war in your absence, I would have felt no joy at the accomplishment without my dearest friend standing beside me. Is that what I am to you? I feel the same way, Elaine. I don't want to lose any of my friends to this war. Not you, Lex, Chloe, or Sir Joseph. But we'll all make it through alive, I'm sure of it. I mean, look at me. All that worry, and I'm still right here next to you. Things will work out. They have to. Indeed they will. And by the way, Scarlet, what is it? Please don't leave me ever again. I wouldn't dream of it. Well, she got kidnapped before. I mean, come on. Like, she could have avoided that. Liza and Melisandre. Is this really what this stuff's supposed to taste like? Something wrong, Lisa? Lisa? Never seen someone grimace while enjoying a nice cup of tea. That's just the thing, actually. You mind trying a sip for me? I barely ever had it before, to be honest. Got no idea if I even made it right. And where exactly did you get these leaves? This is one of the finest varieties in all of Rebirth. Magellan gave them to me. Said they were some kind of payment for a job of his. Pretty sure he didn't know what to do with them either, though. Let's try it then. Ah, how horribly bitter. How long did you steep this for, Lisa? I don't know, a few hours maybe. Figured it'd be better strong, so. Well, that explains it. Here, let me to brew a proper cup for you. Feels weird having a noble lady make me tea like this. Isn't this the kind of stuff you have servants for? Calm does tend to prepare it for me, yes, but I'm more than capable of doing it on my own. See, doesn't this look far more elegant than the murky stew you served me earlier? Maybe, but looks aren't everything. It has got to taste good too. It will, I guarantee you that. Now drink up. Oh yeah, this is just water. Suppose it is a bit weaker. Yet again, I myself unable to escape Combs' all-consuming shadow. I'll have to ask him to make something nice for us later. To apologize for wasting your leaves. Okay, Joseph and Renault, their first conversation. Getting closer to the second one, too. At long last, you found the conviction to join our march. Ah, Sir Joseph. The knight-errant Laurent, was it? I admit, you had me deceived at first. Yet the thrust of your lance soon made your identity clear as the evening sky. Was it truly that obvious? I had hoped to slay Renault so that Laurent might live, but it seems my efforts were to little avail. To say good thing, too. Only a fool would abandon their own existence so easily. Though despite your failings, you live on, ever striving for a greater future. As I was sworn to do in the liberation's name, yes? Much promise lies in those words, Renault. In that lance, your aptitude is in which rivals even Hodrick's. If I recall, such skill once earned you top honor in the jousting competition held by the Ashen Blue. Yes, 'tis a fond memory indeed. Only pray the point of your lance is as sharp as ever. But of course, Sir Joseph. And with it I shall pierce the heart of Calaris's foul ambitions. Alright, Cobb and Lisa's first conversation. Here's a desert town in Drakenhold. Managed to find everything I was looking for, yet I admit it was all rather pricier than usual. Yeah, that's 'cause you got swindled. I'm not sure I understand. Right. Guess it's not much of a thing where you're from. Here in the desert, it is harder coming by the essential, so merchants will try and charge you extra for them. The one who conned you must have been pretty new at it, though. Guy could barely keep a straight face, but you still bought the act, hook, line, and sinker. That's not a whetstone in the world, or 5 times the going price. I suppose I did think it somewhat strange. Next time you're better off just walking away if something doesn't feel right. You make the same mistake with a seasoned vet, and he'll fleece you out of every last coin you own. By the way, turn your friend from earlier over to the town guard. I watched the whole damn thing go down after all. You mean to say you witnessed me falling victim to his deceit, and you did nothing to stop it? More or less, yep. But hey, at least I got the rest of your money back. That's enough for another 4 whole whetstones. Indeed, it would seem I should thank you, both for retrieving my gold and for alerting me to the myriad dangers of this desert. How about you pay me back for it then? Maybe we can spend that extra coin on a fancy little mill in town. As you wish, though. Let's be sure to choose a reputable establishment this time, Going on a date. A little early for that. That was our first conversation, too. Alright, Rolf and Adele. Here, Adele. This is for you. A gift from the town we passed through earlier. Not sure what I've done to deserve this, Rolf. Don't you remember? You helped me yesterday during the battle. Well, I did pull you out to your feet after you'd fallen over, but just about anyone would do the same. And only you actually did it. Anyway, I should be going. Wait, damn. I have something for you, Adele. Again? Don't tell me this is for returning your coin purse after you dropped it. If it is, I won't accept. That was a common courtesy, Rolf, and nothing more. Maybe so, but debt is a debt, no matter how small. Answer me this, then. Is there a reason for all this stubbornness? Just something my mom said the day she died. I was still young at the time, but I remember what she told me as clear as day. The worst thing you can do in life is not return a favor. She never got the chance to teach me many lessons, so I tried to take the one she did teach me as seriously as possible. Well, I won't begrudge you your wish or whatever, but can't you express the same emotion with a simple thank you? Perfectly honest with you, I've never known if words would be enough. So you wanted to make sure you made your point, I get it. But don't worry, Rolf. You're more than showing just how appreciative you are. That's good to hear. And thank you again, Adele. Please, any more gratitude and I think I might blush. Nina and Tatiana, their first conversation. Well, now I get another nightgown torn to shreds. Is something troubling you, Nina? Can feel your night tremors from the next 10 over. Forgive me, Tatiana. I suppose I'm just something of a restless sleeper, as you might have noticed from the fact that this is the third nightgown I've ruined this month. Yes, and I worry your tent may be next on the list. Perhaps we should move you a few steps outside of the camp from now on, in the interest of safety, that is. Oh, please don't. I couldn't bear having to sleep out on my own like that. What about your medicine, Tatiana? Don't you know anything that can help me? I'm afraid not. If anything, I have the opposite problem myself. I have been told I don't move a single muscle until morning and take quite shallow breaths all the while. Once I even awoke to a band of clerics praying over my body out of the belief I had passed away during the night. Can't imagine that's a pleasant way to start your day, though. I'm sure the clerics were just as startled as you. If only we could each be a little more like each other. Interesting thought, yes. But I've no desire to be anywhere near as needlessly spirited as you. Needless. My spirit is one of the best things about me. Alright, Rolf and Morden. Our first conversation. Well then, it's about time I get to bed. You're joking, right? Not even a child goes to sleep this early. Besides, we've still got the entire bottle of wine left. Forgive me, Morden. My day routine starts rather early in the morning. Huh? First you were acting like a kid, and now you're sounding older than I do. What's so important that you'd have to skip out on a nice drink to wake up for it? To begin with, I plan to meditate in a nearby grove. Then I'll check the traps I've laid in the area, patrolling the perimeter of camp all the while. After that, I intend to examine my equipment before moving on to a bit of archery practice. Alright, I get it. I'm used to drinking by myself anyway. I'm not sure I understand your frustration, Morden. I've already shared a glass with you. What do you say we both turn in now instead, and you can come accompany me in the morning? I'd say you've lost it. There's not a chance I'm getting to sleep this early. Well, you'll never know unless you try. Come, let's put the bottle away. You've got to be kidding me. Get your damn hands off my wine. There's nothing quite like a brisk morning breeze, huh? Says you, maybe. I'm suffering over here. Sharon and Elaine. Their first conversation. Thank you, ma'am. Please, it's my pleasure. I scraped my knee real bad, Sharon. Just going around healing everybody. They're all better now. What seems to be the matter? Oh, my stomach hurts. Yeah, that's it. She can cure stomach aches. Appreciate it. Thought only food could do that. I know your game, pal. You're just faking sick so you can see Sharon. Like you can talk. Who's ever heard of going to a healer for a little scrape? Yeah, true. Not so loud, damn it. Just think what she'd say if she heard us talking like this. You're a console to be doing this, Sharon. Especially on a day you're meant to be resting. Yes, well, it is the only way I can feel I can repay my debt. Your debt to whom? The orphanage here at Mort. It is where I was raised, actually. And though they received plenty of donations after Zenora invaded, there's still so much they need my help with. As I've noticed, yes. Only ask that you not exert yourself beyond your means. I won't. Though, if anyone should be making that request, it is me of you. Oh, and do let me know if you were ever needed my healing. I'll be glad to assist you however I can. Except for Sharon and Orchlis. Orchlies. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Sharon and Orchlies' first conversation. At Orchlies, I hadn't realized you had joined the Liberation as well. Yes, my dear Sharon. And now that I have, we can be together once more. Wait, is that a flower crown you're carrying? It is, made with the same kind of blossoms as the one you gave me when we first met. You really were the most charming person I'd ever encountered. I could still remember the delicate way you approached me, asking if I had lost my flower crown somewhere. Well, of course, every angel I had seen in the scriptures was shown wearing one. When I saw you alone in the middle of the forest, I assumed you had simply misplaced yours. It is rather a shameful memory thinking of it now. I turn my AC on. The holy texts weren't entirely wrong, though. We do wear such ornaments during certain ceremonies. Whoever penned the tomes must have been a remarkable human indeed. Though I must admit, Sharon, I far prefer the crown you made to those of my homeland. Now observe this dream blossom capable of transforming a sunny afternoon into the darkest of nights. Raise your head and gaze upon the flickering lights of the endless expanse. They're beautiful, Orchlis, just as I remember them being all those years ago. It's almost like we've been thrown back in time to the days of our youth. Indeed, often did I wish to enjoy these sights together while we were apart. And now we can, whenever we want. So I have a lot more left. Sylvie and Miriam. But when you complete one, it does two technically, so it's probably not as many as I think. Here's our first conversation here. Yes, I see. How truly wonderful. Pardon the question, Miriam, but who exactly are you speaking to? There doesn't seem to be anyone else here except the spirits of the dead. Please, just nothing as fanciful as that. I was merely conversing with my loyal steed. You seem to imply you speak the tongues of beasts. Not directly, no. It is more of a vague understanding I've acquired from her various sounds and behaviors. Yet I'm certain she's pleased to hear my voice. Do you know a similar phenomenon exists with flowers, Selby? We simply extol their beauty every now and again. They shall grow more vibrant than you could ever imagine, far beyond what's possible with water alone. On the other hand, speaking ill of them shall cause them to wilt and wallow in despair. Fascinating. I thought this effects only applied to human children. I admit I haven't actually attempted it myself. The same is sure to be true of my faithful steed here. Hence I always address her with all the warmth and kindness I can muster. She does seem to be rather enamored with you, yes? Wonder if foddering a patch of ruins would produce similar results. Perhaps you could slow their deterioration or even unearth an ancient artifact with relative ease. Guess I'll have to test this theory at my soonest convenience. Okay, Fran and Miriam now. What can I possibly do with all this? I couldn't ask Kitra again, not after last time. Is something the matter, Fran? And what's the bag you have there? Is this how I learn you're abandoning our order? No, I would never. It's from my parents, actually, an assortment of my favorite pickled vegetables. I'm thankful for the gift, of course, but I'll never be able to eat it all on my own. They also sent me an array of formal wear, which has about as much use in battle as a hibernating griffin. Granted, we do have the occasional feast every now and then. But knowing the company we keep, wearing anything too fancy would just make me stick out. Might you be able to send it all back? I thought about that, but I have just been passing things off on Kitra's family instead. After all, I'd rather not hurt my parents' feelings if I can avoid it. It does sound quite the puzzle, though I admit I'm somewhat jealous to hear of it. The only missives I've ever received from my father demanded I honor our family name on the field of battle and nothing else. Though I suppose I should be pleased to hear anything at all from him. The man is taciturn, to say the least. Even so, I'm sure he worries about you in his own unique way. And I'd bet no feat to bravery could ever make him happier than seeing you get home safe. I pray you're correct. Bit upgrade some jobs after this one as well. Or after we're done with all these. Come on. It looks like we may have 3 or 4 more. Monica and Melisandre. Is that you, Monica? Feels like it has been ages since we last saw each other. Good day, Lady Melisandre. I heard your house had aligned itself with the liberation, but I never expected to see you march amidst our ranks yourself. I'm no lady with you, just an old friend. Though I'll admit, it's hard to think that 10 years have passed since the banquet at House Nordheim. A lot has changed in that time, of course. But I'm glad to see your hair is just as radiant gold as though you remain much the same as well, Melisandre. How do you mean? Even in our youth, it was obvious you never quite like the other nobles. While you may have struggled with decorum at times, you bore a keen eye for seeing matters as they truly were. Did I now? Tell me, do you recall what happened the eve of of that banquet? A thief found his way into the manor proper, past every last one of our skilled sentries, and while the rest of us strived to understand how your gaze never left a quiet young gentleman in attendance. At the time, it seemed as though you were simply infatuated with him. Yet it later grew clear that he was the one who had helped the thief inside. Somehow you had suspected that man from the very beginning. Had I? I can't say I remember it myself. And though I welcome the praise, we both know what happened afterward. I sided with Zenora rather than defend my home. So please don't act like I am some wonderful judge of character. If you insist. Jorah's acting up. Alright, Orchelez and Tatiana. Mind sparing me a couple of feathers? Who's there? Show yourself, or face my divine fury. Forgive me. I didn't realize a brazen angel like you could get frightened so easily. It's you, the heretic responsible for my countless innocent deaths. You haven't answered my question. Will you be giving me the feathers or not? I have nothing to give. A heartless demon like you. I don't much appreciate your tone of voice. But you are correct. I've done terrible things in the name of a greater good. To save my people from a plague, your church will do nothing to stop. Yes, well, there's little point in arguing this now. What's done is done. A truth I know all too well. Tell me, what do you plan to do with the feathers of an angel? According to my studies, they can serve to enhance the efficacy of any tonic they are added to. So I thought to do just that for the cure I've created. Though, I have to admit I'm rather skeptical. How dare you? We angels are messengers of heaven, not some medicinal herb to be harvested as you please. I know that, yet the plague still lingers in our lands, and there is no telling if the current cure will stay effective in subsequent outbreaks. But if that's how you feel, then I'll leave you be, and I promise I won't make the same mistake again. We'll see about that. By the way, I did think to help when your town was consumed, but there was nothing a mere angel such as I could do. You what? And I can tell you truly want to save as many people as possible. So go on. You may have one feather this evening only. Just make sure it doesn't hurt, will you? Aye. Very well, I promise. Make this as painless as I can. I got one more. Monica and Lisa. Right over here. Sorry about it earlier, Monica. I could have sworn you were a bandit coming to stab us in the middle of the night. Please, if anything, I should be the one apologizing for startling you. Though you did give me quite the scare in return when you trained your crossbow on me. Yeah, and now your fancy armor's all covered in dirt because of it. Not exactly the look I'd expect from a noble. Perhaps yet appearances mean little amongst fellow soldiers. Each of us are but equals, united as one beneath the liberation's banner. Anyway, what I'm really wondering is, what were you doing out here all by yourself? I was hoping to gaze upon the stars for a moment. In my youth, I was often forced to cover my face in the finest makeups, garb myself in extravagant dresses. It was all rather constricting, as you might imagine. Yet at night, I would return to my room and stare out the window at the dark expanse which looms over our world. Compared to the endless stars which dot our sky, my problems felt trivial. Such a realization brought me great comfort indeed, as it still does to this day. Huh? I guess being a noble's not as easy as it looks. I always used to be jealous of people like you, you know? But hearing what you went through makes me glad I grew up in the desert. I was free even if I meant struggling just to survive. Just a privilege I long yearned for myself. Yet now that I've attained such a life, nothing could dampen my outlook, not even being covered in dirt from head to toe. Hey Monica, let's go to the oasis together next time we're in the desert. A place like that, you won't need any fancy makeup or expensive dresses. All you've got to be is yourself and nothing more. Same as when you're looking up at the stars. That sounds lovely, Lisa, but I fear I've never learned how to swim. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm a great teacher. There we go, we did them all for now. Alright, at this point I'll head to the nearest fort and we'll upgrade some more jobs here. Read him into Berserker. Also want to upgrade, what's his face? Jeremy.
Got the brains and the brow.
That level actually helps, that upgrade helps a lot. Boosts physical defense as well as more HP. I don't really care about the crit rate or the guard rate, but everything else is good. I think I can upgrade any with 20. Nope. Never did that earlier. Didn't do this one either. Probably because a lot of these were too hard. A lot of money too, shit adds up. One of those divine shards over there. Or no, light feather. Come on, man. Oh, no battle over here. Surprising. We got a battle here. Still on a lot of money. Not doing all these. Did that one. Did that one. Did that one. There's one to the south. Nope, I didn't do this one. I did that one, yeah. Couldn't tell at first. Okay, did that one. I think this might be the last one here. Unless... Did this one up here? Yep. Okay. Clerk's Cane. Not too bad. Plus the magic defense. Okay.
If it's steel you're after, you're in the right place.
Here to shop? Or maybe to sell? Just say the word and it's yours. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Alright. I'm in the video here. Thanks for watching. Later.